Hey, good evening, everybody. You got the WNBA draft later this week. So, us want to take some time, conduct our own mock draft here, go through all three rounds. Did our best with as many clips as possible. Anybody covers the W, the struggle that is to find enough clips for these players because stuff isn't exactly, as easy as that YouTube and Google search ain't the same for the men's and the women's. It's the most adult way I can say it. I'm trying to be an adult and a responsible human being this evening. But as always, joined by Raymond Lyons. We got Cardell Dudley Jr., Wilson Torpe Jr. And look, man, we're not gonna waste any time. Let's get straight to this. With the number one overall pick, Ray, we'll start with you, then go to Cardell. And pretty much what we'll do is we'll go through the picks like that. Second and third round is gonna go a little bit quicker, obviously, but the first round, obviously, a little bit more discussion there.
Yeah, I didn't feel like it was one of those can't miss type players in this draft, but I oddly enough I do feel like it's a consensus number one, if that makes any sense. But I got the Dallas Wings taking Charlie Collier from Texas with the first pick. She just adds defensive help and depth to their front court, which is two things they need. It's a young team. Will help to get one of the most talented players in the draft. And she'll be held to deal with Enrique and Satu out there. So that's what I got with Dallas at number one.
All right, Cardell, we'll go to you.
I'm gonna go a different way. After checking out a lot of film, I'm gonna go. I hope I don't butcher her name. Awak Kier. Out of Finland, 6'5", center out of Finland. Watched some film on her. Ultra talented. Scored from all three levels. 3-point range. Nasty in the pick and pop, block shots. Fairly athletic. She's efficient, and then the edge she got over a lot of the ladies coming out of college, similar to what you see on the men's side with Luka and Giannis, all those guys. She played pro ball already. She's been playing against grown women already, for a few years, developing. You can't deny her talent, man. I know Collier, maybe the consensus and stuff like that. I won't get into sometimes the bias with American, just favoring American players and whatnot. I don't really go off that. I just go off the best player. You know what I'm saying? I don't really trip off that. And if you compare both what she brings and her versatility and her total package, even though I know a lot of people here in the States probably don't even know about her as this draft approaches, you got to roll with her, man. I think her ceiling is just crazy. Like, be able to put the ball on the floor. I mean, she got the tools already, and she understands what it takes to be a pro. Dallas needs some front court help to be with Sabali and all that. And with this young lady, with everything she brings, I just feel like she's it. Plus, I don't want to knock it, but Collier, when they went up against the big dogs in the tournament, it wasn't pretty. I think she averaged like 5 points against the big dogs in the tournament. That causes some concerns because as the number one pick, you're gonna be thrown to the fire right away. You're gonna have to go against some dogs in the WNBA right away. So that's why I'm going the other way on this.
All right. I'm gonna chime in real quick. I think they're both going to the same place. Just a matter who gets selected first. I guess spoiler alert for the second pick for me. But yeah, I like the pro experience already. I want to say this slow so nobody confuses me with saying I think she has the same game as Ezzy McBeggar from Seattle. I don't. I'm just simply saying Ezzy took a year. Seattle took Ezzy. She took a year and then came over. She's kind of the reverse. She already got a year in the pros before coming over. She's already getting that year and coming over. It's not the stash. She's gonna be drafted. She should be able to play this year. So I like that. I think she's just a little bit further along than Charlie. Charlie's still a college player going into the WNBA, and like we were talking during the G League rundown. Pro experience. It's going to give somebody a leg up. And again, we can get to the second round, the second pick. Who did you guys have Dallas taking?
I had him taking Awak Kuir, and you guys have already expounded on her. But yeah, ultra talented. And the pro experience does definitely plays a part in it. And like you said, Wilson, either way I see it, they're going to be the first two picks. But yeah, man, just another person to bolster up their front court, and she's extremely versatile. And like Cardell mentioned, her upside is out of this world. So yeah, man, Dallas should be able to to add to their already talented and young team. Like I think the most tenured player on their roster has 4 years experience. So I mean, if they can allow these young ladies to grow together, they can have a problem on their hands.
Cardell for the second overall pick. Dallas is it's crazy. They got the top 2 picks in the draft. But go ahead.
Yeah, it's Collier, for sure. Like Raymond said, like Raymond just said, 4 years of average experience on the roster, they ain't gonna get it done now in the WNBA, man, because you need experience to get over the hump. I feel like obviously Kaya with her experience from overseas, but Collier, being a seasoned vet in college, playing big games all throughout her career, I feel like she could help too. And obviously, you can get better from practice. Going up against one another in practice, battling. Iron sharpening iron. So I love those 2 picks, man. But you never know. Maybe they holding that pick for somebody else to try to get more assets. You just don't know what happens in the WNBA draft, man. So pay close attention to that. That's all I'm saying.
I love that you brought that up because some folks, as of today, don't have draft picks. That can change on draft night. All right, It gets very interesting once the draft starts. All of a sudden, things, sometimes you don't know. People been plotting and planning this whole time, but I'm not gonna move until everything's just right. All right, we're gonna move to the 3rd pick, which is Atlanta. Who wants to start there? I guess Cardell, you can start here.
I'm gonna go Aurelia Garantes out of Rutgers. I feel like Atlanta, they need more depth on the wing, and they need somebody that can lock down. Obviously they have players that can score the ball, whatnot. They have some promising front court help, but on the wings, it's kind of, it's kind of iffy. I think Garantes, what she brings to the table as far as being a 3-level scorer, being well coached by one of the greatest coaches of all time, and just being not just being able to score from all 3 levels, but being efficient at that. They have another dynamic playmaker that can do their thing. They can take pressure off their soon to be 2nd-year guard Shanity Carter, who we know got injured last year and whatnot, but she's coming back. Tiffany Hayes will return, or what I'm saying. Then you got Odyssey Sims and Cheyenne Parker. Don't forget they added one of my favorite Mystics, Tiana Hawkins, and free agency. Their front court and back court is fine. They just need some wing players to bolster that wing area, and they can rumble. And I think she's the ideal pick for them.
All right.
I went Renia Davis from Tennessee. With the same motives as Cardell, they do need help on the wing on both sides of the ball. I think Davis can address those issues, but they did a lot of damage with off-season moves, man. Like you mentioned, picking up Tiana Hawkins, Cheyenne Parker, Odyssey Sims, also Shatori Walker-Kimbrough. Then getting Tiffany Hayes back, just like Cardell mentioned, and then with Kennedy Carter and Courtney Williams in the backcourt. They're like really a piece away. Just need to shore up that wing situation. And I think given everything Rena Davis does, she can contribute.
All right. Yeah, my choice for Atlanta. I had Aurelia Garantes, again, sticking with what you guys said. It's the one thing that clearly they weren't able to fill in free agency. And one of the bonuses, like you guys mentioned, coming back, Tip Hayes coming back. A lot of teams are almost getting, it's like, I don't want to say a draft pick, but it's help because some players that played a big role in teams, they didn't play last season. You get them back, it changes a lot. So yeah, I went with Aurelia Garantes. Ray, let's start with you for Indiana with the 4th overall pick.
So this is where I have Arella Garantes going. The Fever, they need help everywhere, and Garantes, of course, she's a tremendous player. Her scoring versatility, and she's also capable on the defensive end. At this point, they just need to inject talent into their roster. So I got them going Garantes at number 4.
All right, Cardell.
I'm gonna go with Ari McDonald. Like Raymond said, they do need a lot. I like what I saw out of McDonald. Carrying that team, carrying Arizona offensively, doing what she needed to do to the championship game. One thing I know, I know Indiana added, a few pieces as far as, Jontel Lavner and Daniel Robinson. But what they need help is perimeter defense. And Ari McDonald, when she lock in, she can have a Muggsy Bogues type presence where it's just hard for guards to get past it. Plus, she's tough. She's not going to back down. Even as a rookie, she's going to come in. She's going to compete. And she's going and also she can also at the same time, while they're relying on her to come in and do what she does, she could also have she will also have some room to grow. Because they got the Mitchells there, what I'm saying? Especially Kelsey. They don't need her to just throw her to the fire, kind of like what they did with Kennedy, and just try to figure it out on the fly. It ain't gonna be like that, So she'll have her growing pains, but all in all, she'll be learning. But at the same time, they count on her to contribute. So she kind of kills 2 birds with 1 stone. She can score, and she's the best defensively, and that provides depth on your perimeter. They need talent. It's a win-win.
Yeah, for me, I went Raina Davis here. Like Cardell, you mentioned, the Mitchell's already there. Julie Alamon showed that she could play in this league last year for Indiana. Just felt like there was a hole between, the talented guards they had and what they have up front. You're losing one of my favorite players in the league, the vets, and Candace Dupree. She's not there anymore. I feel like Raina's just a nice versatile piece. You plug in, give you some perimeter defense, some flexibility, and like you guys said, they're a place that one of several teams where they just need talent, man. Get them in the building, give Marianne Stanley some weapons, and I have faith that she can figure it out. Like give her some dogs, give her some weapons. We're going to Dallas yet again. It's going to be a reoccurring thing today. With the 5th overall pick, Dallas. Cardell, I think it's your turn to go first. Go ahead.
Oh, Renea Davis. That's where I'm going with her. 6'2". I mean, she pretty much has a powerful size. Height-wise, you know what I mean? Her versatility is crazy. She can score from all 3 levels, even on the block a little bit. But the thing I think she will help with Dallas is her defense. I don't understand why people don't value defense as much these days. But it's funny when the games are played and you can't stop anybody, how valuable it is and how much you miss it. And they need that on the perimeter greatly, especially if they're going to make any noise. Obviously, they got Oba Wallace and, Sabali to build around. And if they pick the players we already talked about, but, on that wing, you don't quite know what you're getting right now. So I feel like she can come right in and make some noise right away.
All right, Ray, with the 5th pick for Dallas.
Number 5, I got Dallas going Chelsea Dungy right here from Arkansas. Get him another capable scorer with alongside Enrique. And she can help on the defensive end as well. She'll just make that offense a little more versatile. When we were doing the WNBA show last year, we talked a lot about how sometimes it gets a little stagnant, and Enrique just kind of has the ball of that, and it makes her decision making erratic. I think this will take some pressure off her, scoring wise, and just give her a little more freedom and room to operate.
All right. Pretty much for the reasons that Cardell laid out for Ari McDonald for the pick prior, I went Ari McDonald here to give them. They need someone that can play defense, and I just like them to have another person to come off the bench that can score for them. Initially, I'm not saying she can't play with Enrique, but at least in my mind, initially, give him some punch where Enrique's not that feeling of having to do too much offensively. You don't have to. Like we saw last year in the spurts where, and I can't. I'm sorry, Mabry sisters. The Mabry sister that's there, that she was a help. at the time for Enrique. So I like Ari there. Moving on to 6, New York's another one of those interesting teams where Coach Walt, he's just trying to get as much talent in there. They're trying to get their big pick back from last year off injury, and Ionescu, get some more things around her. We saw them. They went last year in the draft and just got all types of different pieces. Look, and we see the style that they want to play. So I'm excited to see how they grow. That said, which one do you want to start here with New York, with the Liberties first?
I had them going Jasmine Walker from Alabama. Wilson, you mentioned the style they played last year. Like we saw them a lot, just go 5 out and and force teams to try to guard them. I think Walker fits that. They shot the second most threes in the league last season. And she's capable of hitting that shot. With them, especially with them losing Amanda Zawi B. They're going to need somebody to kind of plug that place in. And they got some help coming. They got Natasha Howard, Sammy Whitcomb, and Benaja Laney in free agency, and of course they're getting Sabrina back. So I think Jasmine Walker's a nice plug right here for them.
Gardo?
I'm gonna roll with Dana Evans out of Louisville. As you can see, when Ionescu went down, things weren't quite the same as far as offensively. They need a true point guard. I know they had Lasia Clarendon, you know what I'm saying? But she, that you don't really know how many more years you have. Where I'm not saying as far as playing in the league, but you know how I go year to year with the WNBA. You know what I'm saying? When you get up there in those veteran years, especially when you put in work like Clarendon, you won't be demanding a certain dollar amount. So they may or may not be able to keep her as far as, how it depends on the growth of the Liberty's young core. But I feel like Dana Evans will add some insurance policy if she's not there. She will also have a chance this year to learn. And she can back up Ionescu in case Ionescu, go down with injury. And we're not quite sure what will happen with Asia Durr. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? She said out last year, COVID really jacked her up. She was like one of the first athletes that went down with it. And she was very well documented. She documented how much it jacked her up. You know what I mean? She was one of the first ones. So I'm praying she gets back to being Asia Durr, obviously, but we don't know, until we know. So I just feel like what Evans brings, it just understanding how to run a team. She can spot up, hit jumpers. She don't really necessarily need the ball, so she can play behind that school, which I think is huge. And defensively, she's another one. She can get into you, and make it tough for you to get past half court, which will help bolster, the Liberty's overall defense. And I think that's huge for them because, obviously they were annoying, but when Ionescu went down, they kind of fell apart. I like the Natasha Howard pickup, Sammy Whitcomb, and Laney pickup that bolsters their front line. So, it will allow her to be even more, do whatever she do, even more what she does best, and that's pressure the basketball. And if you get past her, you got them waiting for you. So I feel like she's the best fit for them. She fits. She basically covers more needs for that team.
Yeah, and I definitely agree with that. That said, with the Liberty, I kind of went with Jasmine Walker at that time, just for the type of wings that he kind of showed us that he liked last year. And that, with the trade, I think they lost Kia Nurse and Meg Walker this year too. Obviously, we know Benaja Laney acted a whole fool in the bubble, showing a lot of folks that, players get better when they work on their game. And, it's almost like they can grow and stuff. And, she cooked last year. Like you said, Natasha Howard. That's somebody I think we were all excited about when Seattle made their first run, and swept Washington. Sorry, Washington fans, but obviously Stewie got a lot of love in that series. To several, I think Cardell, you mentioned it before. At least during that time, my memory's a little bad, but like I know one of the things that stood out to me was like Natasha Howard coming out party. Like you had both of them things down there, and they just made life tough. We saw when Stewie went down, Natasha Howard took a step forward, and then, like you were talking about with New York, where they're going, that's a big piece to have in your front line. Obviously you can't replace Tina Charles with just one player. But if you know what I'm saying, just keep that a buck. But this isn't a bad start. It's not a bad start. On to Dallas. for like what feels like the 9th time already, and we're at pick 7. My goodness. Cardell, who you got Dallas thinking, man?
I'll probably go with some surprise. At least this time, Natasha Mack out of Oklahoma State. I feel like she's the best defensive big in all of college. You know what I mean? For what she brings, man, it's flat out scary, and it's an insurance policy if those young bigs, Collier and the young big from Finland we just spoke about, are not quite ready. I know she's gonna be ready at least on one end. You know what I mean? She finished D1. She finished D1 as the leader in block shots. She averaged 4 a game. Look, I don't know what else you need. I don't care what level it is. When you averaging 4 blocks, you getting it done. That means you active. You know what I'm saying? Then you throw in nearly 20 points and nearly 13 rebounds as a senior. At 6'4", with the long wingspan, her athleticism. I mean, look, she could be a force right away. Obviously she might have to expand her offensive game a little bit. I don't think she's as polished as what we saw with, young lady from Finland, and maybe not even as polished as Collier, but she gets the job done. You know what I mean? So that's all I know. Plus, defensively, she's going to bring in and provide you with stops and extra possessions, man. So yeah, if they're not ready, go to her. She'll be ready.
I like that one. I got her a little bit later, but I definitely like that. Ray?
I got them going Dana Evans right here. She a guard that scores in bunches. She can extend her range to the 3-point line, great leadership, and also gets after on the defensive end. I think she would be it would be good for her to come in and kind of lead that second unit and give them some scoring off the bench. And then also, like Cardell mentioned earlier, they need help defensively on the perimeter in a bad way. And she can definitely lend her talents to that side of the basketball.
All right. And again, this is the seventh overall pick with Dallas. Dallas is all over my notes. I went Chelsea Dungy here for some of the reasons you guys shared for what y'all picked her earlier. Look, man, and if you guys have noticed like a theme, and I'm looking forward to see if this theme rings true. We've been telling y'all for a couple of years where the women's game is going. These wings keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. These bigs aren't stuck in the paint anymore. But yeah, I think Dungy's a nice fit. You keep adding to that front court. And she can shoot the basketball. That's not going to hurt at all. Kind of try to continue to space that thing for Enrique a little bit. We're going on in Chicago, which should be a fun pick because they just James Wade. He done came
in the league and he came in the league like Beanie Siegel for his album. Don't need no promotion. Y'all gonna feel me.
You want to talk about having a free agency, right?
Man.
Candace Parker comes home. The kids are continuing to grow. The vets are still here. It's not that time yet. They're still here. The growth of, obviously Diamond injury riddled with the bubble. Kalea Copper took a step last year. As Ray Stevens, like they got some stuff over there.
Mm-hmm.
Like they got some stuff over there, man.
Willie Hibbert,
they got some stuff. That's one of those teams
where backcourt in basketball. Yep.
So hey, look, you said the best backcourt in basketball, surrounded by nothing but a bunch of just dogs, young dogs, bro.
They're gonna be annoying.
Just sick them, right? So for Chicago, who you guys got to take it?
Go ahead, Ray.
I got him adding another dog to the kennel, man. I got him going Ari McDonald right here.
All right.
I think obviously we all saw what she did in the tournament this year, but that wasn't nothing new. That had been her whole college career, basically. But I think she just fits everything that franchise represents. Gritty, hard nosed, doesn't back down. I think Courtney Vandersloot would be a great mentor for her. To kind of show her the ropes of league life, and I can see her leading the franchise at some point. They got to prepare for Slutty's departure at some point. So I think she'd be a good pick for them. She can obviously score, and like Cardell mentioned earlier, she's she's so annoying defensively. And yeah, man, I just think that's a good fit for what they do over there in Chicago.
Cardo?
I'm more with Keanu Williams out of Stanford. They need a point guard. They need a backup point guard to be ready to carry the torch. Because Vandersloot and Quigley, they can't play forever, man. I know they want them to, man, but they can. They need somebody that can start to kind of groom and get ready for when they get ready to move on. It ain't quite yet, but who better to learn under? You know what I mean? Plus, I mean, come on now. She's just coming off winning the national championship. You know what I mean? She understands what it takes to lead a team to wins. She understands how to play a role. She's the consummate point guard. You know what I mean? She's not gonna play outside herself. I know people like, well, what happened in the tournament late, Final Four, but I think she was just pressing because it was her hometown. She wanted to put on, she wanted to win it, playing in San Antonio. That's where she's from. I think that's all that was, man. But she won't have that pressure on her, obviously, coming in as a rookie right away. I think she's seasoned. She got all the tools. She can score from all three levels. She dang sure for efficient from three, 38%. 89% from the free throw line. She could pass the ball. She could defend. She pretty much, you can put her on the floor and she could play with one of the backcourt mates. So she can always impact the game no matter what lineup is out there because of her versatility and understanding how to play the game. So she can play on the ball or off and still make an impact. Plus bring what she brings defensively and whatnot. While she learns and gets growing, then eventually it'll be her turn. So and with this roster that they have that should be eyeing trying to get a WNBA championship, she's going into a winning situation right away, man. So I feel like it's just a win-win for her. And
all right, yeah, I'm gonna continue for the same reasons like you guys said. What better way for any young point guard to start your WNBA career than to get mentored by that backcourt? I'm sending Dana Evans there. I feel like no matter what, it's going to be a point guard. Some lucky point guard is going to get this, go to Chicago if we're right. And, man, that's a blessing to go there. All right, the Knights overall pick, we got the Minnesota Lynx. I'll start this one off. I went with Natasha Mack here. Cardell mentioned what she brings to the table defensively. We know what they have. Minnesota's kind of going through that thing where what they were – moving to the future with some of the young pieces. It's the future's not here yet. Sill's still there. Sill's still. But this isn't a bad thing to have. Like Carter, I think you mentioned the insurance policy. I think you had to go into Dallas. That again, from having the opportunity to be somebody's mentee, it's not a bad place. It's not a bad place at all to get started, young lady. And secondly, all the different things, the pieces they have over there already. You're always going to need somebody to do the dirty work. Sill's not going to play forever. You'll need somebody to protect the paint down there. Natasha Mack's outstanding at it. Cardell, who'd you have going to the Lynx?
I got Chelsea Dungy. They need backcourt depth. They don't need no more help up front. They added Kayla McBride, Ariel Powers, and Natalie Ashonga in free agency. So obviously with fees, I know Crystal Dangerfield, she won Rookie of the Year, but the thing of the WNBA right now, if you don't have depth in the backcourt, they're going to wear your point guard, they're going to wear your guard play down, and it's going to deeply affect your team. You know what I'm saying? So they don't need no help up front. They got, believe me, they already good up there. You know what I'm saying? So they need somebody that can come in with Dangerfield or to play with Dangerfield at times. You know what I'm saying? They need somebody that can come in and can knock down shots. Let's just call it what it is. Dangerfield, yes, she can score, but she's more of a true point. She likes to set everyone up. Dungy, she's a bucket. She's one of the best scorers in college basketball. So she can help spread the floor and open things up for all those bigs. Where if those two are in the game, even though they're on the smaller side as guards, their front court could be as big as they want them to be because you can't just sit there in the paint. They're versatile. You have fees at the three or whatever you want to do, however you want to set it up. And with her shooting ability, she's going to make sure that there's room for those bigs to operate and do damage. So I like her there.
All right, Ray?
Yeah, I had them going Natasha Mack. My notes almost mirror yours, Wilson. But especially for for the tutelage she would get under Sylvia Fowles. You know, I feel like she can do a lot of the same things Sylvia does. And, you know, and of course Sylvia's getting up there in age, you know, you just kind of need an heir apparent. And I think Mac will do damage eventually in the WNBA.
All right. I think this is the very first pick for the Los Angeles Sparks. Ray, we start with you. Who do you have going to the Los Angeles Sparks at 10?
I had them going Destiny Slocum, guard from Arkansas. She can put the ball in the basket, man. And she's also a capable distributor. LA they're going through a little transition period right now. And they lost Raquana Williams. And I think Slocum can do a lot of things that Raquana did for them last year, especially with the 3-point shooting. And again, they have a veteran at her position that can kind of walk her through the process and get her ready. So I think that'd be a good piece for them heading to this next phase in their franchise.
All right, sorry about that. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
Cardell?
I'm gonna go with Dejanay Carrington out of Baylor. I feel like LA they need some scoring out of the backcourt. They need someone who's physical and not afraid to mix it up defensively. And I think she obviously fits that mold, as you saw in the tournament. She could be a streaky shooter. That's an area as far as expanding the range, but she could be more consistent from three. But I think that will come in time, just like a lot of rookies when they first enter the league and whatnot. But I just feel like she has the tenacity and her ability to score second to none. Like she won games almost dang near by herself by just her scoring runs and whatnot. She couldn't be guarded. So with the Sparks I'm not saying starting over, but I mean, they took some errors. They took some errors. They took some heavy. Chelsea Green, Parker. Candace Parker. You don't replace them, man. And those are two all-time greats. They're gonna need somebody that can get out on the perimeter and do their thing and make shots. You know what I'm saying? From the wings, and maybe even have to play some three. 5'11", 6 feet. She has good size, and I feel like she's a safe pick for them.
All right. At 10, sorry, I'm trying to stop this video. I'm Michaela Onward. Somebody I definitely like out of UCLA. Super versatile. Like one of the tough things with her, she's kind of a bit of a streaky shooter, but she's a willing defender. Don't have to worry about her motor. Crazy good athlete. And, trying to, like you said, I think you put it very nicely where LA is going through at the moment. They just need to keep adding pieces to kind of try to figure out what the new iteration of them is going to be, because they lost some things from over there. Jay, I don't want to mess up your name. I think it's Jay Hoochins 96. Thanks for watching. He also just wanted to say they lost Chelsea Gray too. So we appreciate you tuning in, and go ahead, keep commenting, and we will respond. Also, thanks to Vincent Williams. We appreciate you tuning in. The Real Big League, Pitts League, and J Judd 34. All right, on to Seattle. Cardell, we'll start with you with Seattle.
I'm gonna go with who you just said, Michaela Onward. Watching her film, I didn't know she was that athletic, man. She's already at the WNBA level before she even get the training and seasoning that from being there, man. Her versatility is just, it's scary. She can literally play the 3 and 4, and I know she's gonna probably slide in at the 3. We know Stewie got the 4 on lock for obvious reasons, but anyway, the way she can score, especially in transition, she can literally get the ball, get the board, and take it coast to coast. She did that a lot in the film. I mean, her speed is just gonna open so many things up, and then that opens things up for Sue, where she don't feel the pressure she need to get the ball. And Jordan Canada, they don't have to have the ball. She can bring it up and make plays, and they can just spread out and knock down shots, especially somebody like Stewie and all that. They can score with the best of them. I just like that fit that she has, where she can score from all 3 levels. Look, man, I was about to get to the post. You can literally ISO her in the block and start going back on defense, and she can get it done. And you know what I'm saying? Like, she's money from there, mid-range, from 3-point range. Look at this in transition. Look, it's her athleticism just goes. So with everything she brings to the table, she would be dynamic for the Storm. And what's her name? Egby, The other big that's probably gonna be starting with Stewie.
He's Ezzy McMaker.
I call
Yeah.
Ezzy. Yeah, Ezzy. I mean, just imagine that lineup. You see what she's bringing with Stewie and Ezzy. I mean, good luck with that front court. Good luck trying to do something with that.
No, I think it was I saw her for the first time, I want to say a couple years ago, back when NCAA tournament, the world was still open. Maryland, I think, lost in the second round to UCLA. Man,
She gave him the business.
some people moved at a different frequency. I've been since then. Didn't move the same, right? And you can go back a couple of years and whoever was at Maryland, I said what I said, I stand by that. She moved at a different frequency, and that hasn't changed. Like, he was a bully out there at the height that she was. So a whole bully. And then just caveat, I know this is your pick, but that's not a bad thing. You lose something like an Alicia Clark. It's not a bad thing to slide another versatile piece in there like that. Obviously, it's different skill set, but like you said, man, that athleticism is crazy.
Yeah, and people forget.
Like
Natasha in college was a bucket.
Yep.
You know, understand finding your role in the pros, but she wrote the history books at her school. So yeah, you can see her kind of being that, man. But she's just a little bit bigger than Alicia. That's all that is.
All right. Ray, did you go on Seattle already? Not yet.
Nah.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
I had them going Kiana Williams, a guard from Stanford. Just another heady guard. She can shoot the basketball, doesn't turn it over, competes on defense. And again, this is one of those situations where you go in and you have one of the best possible people to learn from. And of course, Sue Bird isn't going to be there forever. And I know they have Jordan Canada as well, but I feel like Kiana could eventually, slide into that point guard role and move Jordan off the ball as necessary. I think she fits well with them. She's experienced and she's a winner. She just took on the national championship, so that'd be a good landing spot for her.
All right. So literally, Cardell made my reasoning for like a little bit earlier when he was talking about Kiana Williams. I had to go to Seattle. It's somebody who could play with both of the guards they have in Sue or Jordan, someone who could back them both up in case of an injury or something like that. She's a winner and she can shoot. It's not going to hurt. Another shooter does not hurt. We got Vegas with the 12th and final pick in the first round. Like we told you guys, we're going to get to the second and third rounds. Just going to be a little bit quicker once we get to them. Ray, we start with you this one. With the final pick in the first round, the Las Vegas Aces select.
I got them getting Michaela Onyenwere right here. You guys talked at length, or Cardell talked at length about her with the last pick. She's a bit of a tweener, but I feel like she can, definitely slide up and down the lineup. And, given just based on matchups, whether they want to slide Asia to the 5 and her at the 4, or, just use her in a lot of ways. Feel like she's a player that Bill Laimbeer can make good use of. She's scrappy, super athletic, just a dynamic player and can do a lot of things on the court. And, Vegas, they got reinforcements coming back with Cam Page and Kelsey Plum. And, of course, they picked up Chelsea Gray as well. So yeah, man, I think she just added another dimension to their team.
Yeah, some teams were very busy in free agency, man, and just added. Cardell, who do you have the Aces taking?
Jasmine Walker out of Alabama. The Aces lost the best three-point shooter, Kayla McBride, to free agency. They need a shooter to spread things for them, and she's it. She shot 39% from 3 in college, but she can score from all other areas. They need somebody to spread the floor with Cambage returning and for Asia Wilson. Now, that was McBride's role. I know Kelsey Plum can also knock down shots, but they're limited with shooters right now. So they got to get some shooters to balance that thing. Well, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be back to Asia being at the high post and Cambage down low, kind of what we saw when the Mystics went on their run and won the championship. You know what I'm saying? Just to keep defenders honest. I know they got also Angel McCautry. She provides depth with that area too. When Angel, when she gets tired or foul trouble, which she can do at times because she's aggressive defensively, you have somebody you can plug in there.
All right. Yeah, I went with Dejanay Carrington here. That you guys mentioned what she brings to the table. She just feels like a Lambert player. He's going to love her mentality, the way she gets after it. Obviously, going forward, you love her to get a little bit more consistent in terms of a shooter from the 3-point line. But again, everything else you don't really have to question about her. She's going to bring the hard hat, lunch pail. Just feels like one of those bully aces, guard / wings they have that they throw out there and they pick on your smaller guards. So I like that there. All right, with the second round, what I'll do is we'll start. It'll be a little bit quicker, and if there's a clip, I'll get the clip up and try to keep up with the clips, but we can keep going. Just give you guys a heads up. Ray, we'll kick this one off with you. Surprise! It's Dallas with the first pick in the second round.
I got them going. Ileana Rupert. She's an international player, center from France. With their plethora of picks, that they eventually could get into a draft and stash situation. But steadily improve each year. She's played pro over there, solid scoring side, rebound and protect the basket, and moves well for a big. So yeah, that you can only add 12 players on your team. So that could just be something they got in the back pocket.
And she's number 12 on this clip for y'all if you've never seen her before. Cardell, who'd you have with the first pick in the second round for Dallas?
The same, watching the film, her post work, the way she could pop out and knock down threes. I just feel like she's a great fit. I mean, her look, she got the Lopez jump hook. That's automatic. But yeah, pick a pop situations. You know what I mean? For Dallas, we know how Ogbowale, how she get down. She get downhill. She get downhill in a hurry. For somebody that could be able to stop and pop out and knock down jumpers, or you get those two on the block and you pretty much count as a bucket. They need that. They need that yesterday.
All right, this might be the first one where I think we got a three-way agreement. Ileana Rupert is my choice as well. I kind of like it. It's about to be survival of the fittest for these young bigs in Dallas. The minute they're there, we're going to figure out who gets them. You see there's a common theme with all these bigs. And, it's only two of them at a time going to be out there figuring out how to mesh with Enrique. And we're going to see. There's going to be two that start. There's going to be two that come off the bench. And, when you're young, it might be rotating some nights because, rookies go up and down. But, again, seems like that's clearly an area of focus for them. And I'm going to thoroughly enjoy that little mini game inside the game for Dallas all year if she does end up being their pick, if they keep the pick. All right, on to the second pick in the second round, which is Las Vegas. Cardell, you can start with this one.
All right, I'm going to go kind of quick. I'm going to go with Chelsea Perry, one of the country's best scorers. Did I say, out of University of Tennessee, Martin? I'm going to make sure I didn't just say University of Tennessee. One of the top scorers, wings, forwards in college basketball.
All right.
Yeah, I had the same pick, Chelsea Perry. UT Martin, averaged 24 and 7 last year. It's self-explanatory.
All right, I went Unique Thompson from Auburn. Just another big that could go inside. Obviously, she's known a lot for her ability to pursue the basketball. She's a very good rebounder, but she's capable offensively. She has a little bit more than given credit for on that end as well. To the third pick, we got Atlanta.
I had them going Unique Thompson right here. Just another bruiser down low. With you throw her in there with Kalani Brown and Cheyenne Parker, and that green light gonna get even brighter for Courtney and Kennedy Carter. Because if they miss, the likelihood of them cleaning up the mess is very high. So yeah, I had Atlanta taking her right here.
Cardell?
Unique Thompson, double machine.
All right, so that's why a couple picks ago, the Rupert pick was so great because it was a clean sweep 3 across the board. Of course, this is not one of those situations. For me, we're at Atlanta third. I went Shayla Hill Shayla Hill from Australia. Give there another guard. Atlanta's Atlanta. You can never have enough depth in the backcourt, and it's somebody where if she takes a little bit initially, it's not going to be the end of the world. Um, they do have good guards still. You guys mentioned what they brought over in free agency, so that's what I have. I'm gonna go ahead and pull her clip up while we go on to the fourth pick in the second round. Cardell, I guess you can start with this one. Then Ray, you got the fifth pick afterwards in terms of who starts first.
To bolster that backcourt again, Lindsey Pulliam, Northwestern, local product. One of the best players in the Big Ten Conference pretty much since she came to campus at Northwestern. Do it all, tough, deadly in the mid range. I just feel like she's perfect for somebody that can relieve pressure off and relieve fatigue from Vandersu and Quigley.
Right.
I had them going Stephanie Watts, guard from UNC, for the pretty much same reasons to add depth to the backcourt. Get them some scoring off the bench. She can also contribute on the defensive end. She actually led the Tar Heels in steals and blocks last season.
All right, I went Lindsey Pulliam as well. I just really like the fit. It's another guard. You know what James Wade likes to do. She's well-rounded. She should be able to fit in right away. All right, we got New York with the fifth overall pick in the second round. Ray, I think you go first on this one.
Yeah, I had them going Jenna Stady, center from Georgia. Big bruiser, 6'4", score efficiently inside, solid at the free throw line, and gives them some help on the glass as well.
Cardell?
Jenna Stady, for all the reasons he said.
All right, look, it's one of those few clean sweeps. Jenna Stady. 6, we got Seattle with the 6th pick. Cardell, you start this one, and then go ahead, Ray.
Charlotte Hill. We're gonna keep boosting up the backcourt. Front court already good, so we're gonna keep boosting up that backcourt. Survival of the fittest. Whoever survives, hey, they stay on the team. So what's that?
Gotta love it, Ray.
I had them going Dejanay Carrington right here. You guys talked about it earlier. Versatile scoring guard. We already know what she do on the defensive end. Physical style of play. And I think she fit right in with them. Wouldn't give them what Alicia Clark gave them in terms of 3-point shooting, but just her on the defensive end, I think she kind of brings the same things to the table.
All right. This was 6 Seattle. I went Dee Richards here. I just felt like it could be a fun piece for them where she's a decent enough playmaker. I know she's not a great shooter, but she's surrounded by those everywhere. And she's a very good defender. And you just lost a very good defender. So that's why I went Dee. We got 7, Indiana. I think, Ray, you can start this one.
I had Lindsey Pulliam going right here. Okay. You guys talked about her last pick, flat out bucket. And of course, Indiana needs all the help they can get right now.
Cardell?
Stephanie Watts out of North Carolina, one-on-one wizard, scoring wizard, especially off the bounce, and she's a capable defender, but she's tough to guard off the bounce, man. She'll have you sliding sideline to sideline if you ain't careful. So I love her game, man. She'll definitely help Indiana, provide a scoring punch.
All right, like you guys say, Indiana's one of those teams where you just want to keep inserting talent. I like Janelle Bailey from North Carolina. Give them another quality big or possible quality big up front. The thing with McCowan is sometimes with foul trouble, and also just as she continues to prove her fitness in terms of playing heavier minutes. We got 8th, Connecticut. It doesn't matter which one. Whoever wants to speak first, jump in there.
I got Destiny Slocum out of Arkansas. We all know what she brought to Maryland. Dynamic. Mm-hmm. She's gonna be a fan favorite. If she gets to rock out. And Connecticut, dynamic playmaker, which they need for their team. She can make it life easier for John Quill and Alyssa. If Alyssa is already healthy, coming back from her injury and whatnot. But the main important thing is she can stretch the floor. She shot 39% for 3 last season. So we know she's not afraid of the bright lights. And, I think she'll be an underrated pick, but when she get in the league, she'll thrive.
Right.
I had Dee Richards going right here. It's the ultimate floor general. Can run the show and impact the game in a lot of ways. One of the best on-ball defenders in the draft, if not the best. She's not a big scorer, but that's something that could always be improved. But I feel like with everything else she brings, she can more to make up for that.
All right, with 8, I had Ivana. I'm gonna say her last name wrong, and I apologize. Ivana Rasa out of Wake Forest, versatile forward. Again, Connecticut is just about depth for them. My next pick is pretty much, I'll tell myself, my next pick for Connecticut, because they're going back to back, I have them taking up Slocum there. So, for these same reasons that were just mentioned, that'd be a really, really good fit there. Ray, 9, Connecticut second of their back-to-back picks here in the second round.
So I had them taking Ivana Rasa right here. Just a rangy forward with length, can extend it out to the 3-point line. It kind of fits the mold of the Sun Wings.
Cardo?
I hope I don't butcher her name. Kizri Gunrezic from West Virginia. One of the best scorers in college basketball. Like I said, she spreads the floor, which they need when the Suns made the trip to the finals. They had some lethal guards that can score the ball. She's another one that you add to the equation. Shooting 36% from 3. That's the main thing. You're not asking her to come in, set the world on fire. So she's going to have to make spot-up shots whenever they get doubled. And she's fully capable, but she's also fully capable of, putting her head down, making a play, and getting on the ball right back. So I just feel like she compliments them well.
All right, 10th. We'll stick with you, Cardo, to lead this one off. 10th, we got the Los Angeles Sparks.
Ivana Rasa, just like I said, Wake Forest, 6'3", wing, can score from the perimeter and inside on the block, and she's a very good rebounder.
Right.
I had Shyla Hill, guard from Australia, going right here. They do need depth in their backcourt at this point. She's got a lot of potential. She can be a lethal scorer and run the team.
All right. I had them taking Selena Lopp, point guard out of Marquette. Just a really solid guard. Can do everything you need. She can do anything you ask of her. And again, we know what they've lost. Going to keep adding depth and hope that you hit on something going forward. 11, Seattle. Ray, we'll start with you with this one. 11th pick in the second round.
I had Janelle Bailey going right here, center from UNC. 6'4", great size, great hands, good touch around the basket, and a solid run protector.
All right, Cardo.
For Seattle, I had D.D. Richards from Baylor. 6'1" floor general. I don't think people understand how big she is with her length and whatnot. And she's one of the top playmakers in all of college. She averaged 6.3 assists. I honestly think she's a first-round talent, but I think the injury scares a lot of teams. She was paralyzed for a while. She had learned to walk and run again and whatnot. But I'm the type. I'm looking at the whole picture, not just the negative. And the positive is she fought back to be a force this year as a playmaker. So with her size and length and her athleticism, the way she can make players better, I can work with that. Got to improve her offense and her shooting ability, but that's an easy skill to improve in. So, adding her to the equation for Seattle with the other guards I just said, they got that future backcourt already set up. They go that route.
Man, good teams stay good. We're going to wrap up the 12th pick in the second round. Ray, lead this one off. Indiana. What you got?
Got them going Sierra Johnson, center from Texas A&M. Again, they just need help in a lot of places. But she definitely get them some rebounding and toughness inside.
All right, Cardo.
Janelle Bailey, like Raymond said, sent out of North Carolina, 6'4" center, can do all the dirty work that she needs. Obviously with Indiana, she can help McCowan's inside. When McCowan's needs a rest and need a breathing.
All right. I have Michaela Kelly, the bucket out of Central Michigan. Some folks have an opportunity to watch her. Please go do so. It's definitely worthwhile. All right, we're moving on to the third round, starting with the New York Liberty. Who wants to go first here?
I'm gonna go for. I'll go for Sierra Johnson, Texas A&M forward.
Right.
I had Raquel Carrera, forward out of Spain.
All right. I'm gonna butcher the young lady's name, but I'm gonna go with Gondrezic from West Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Indiana, second second pick in the third round.
Go ahead.
I had Selena Lott, guard from Marquette.
All right, Cardell.
I had Tiana Mega Kahia, point guard of Syracuse.
All right. I had Sierra Johnson, Texas A&M center. Atlanta with the third overall pick. Ray, we'll start with you, then Cardell.
I had Tiana Manga Kahia from Syracuse going right here.
All right, Cardell.
Selena Lott, point guard out of Marquette.
I had Aaliyah Wilson from Texas A&M. Right there, we're going to move on to the Sparks. They have another pick later in this round, but this is the fourth pick in this round. And I'll start off with this one. Need one of y'all to say her last name since y'all both said it so perfectly already. Young lady from Syracuse.
Mega Kahia.
Thank you very much. Who do y'all have next at this pick?
I got Raquel Pereira, forward out of Spain, 6'3".
Cool. Ray.
Aaliyah Wilson, guard out of Texas A&M.
Man, ain't no reason for me to stumble if y'all out here just saying it real easy, like, right? You know, it's no reason. We're at New York, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. It's so much stuff to read. All right, New York Liberty. I had Stephanie Watts, the guard out of North Carolina. Cardell, and then Ray.
Aaliyah Wilson, shooting guard out of Texas A&M.
I had Kishray Gondrzik, guard out of West Virginia.
All right. 6, we got the Connecticut Sun. Ray, we'll start with you.
Jen Worth, forward from Gonzaga.
Cardell.
Same, Jen Worth.
Hey, look, it's like the fourth clean sweep. We got Jen Worth 3 times. He passed the panel. 7th to Indiana. We got the Fever. Who are they taking? Cardell, we'll start with you.
Natalie Kukowski, power forward out of Lafayette.
Ray, where you at?
India Jones, forward, Texas A&M.
All right. I also had Natalie Kukowski. We got Phoenix at 8th. What you guys got for me?
I had Natalie Kukowski right here, forward out of Lafayette.
Cardell.
I actually went with Ohio guard CC Hooks. She recorded Ohio's second ever triple-double in a win over Miami of Ohio. She had 31 points, 11 assists, and 10 steals. So that kind of tells you about her all-around game and her impact.
All right. I went overseas with this one coming out of Belgium, and I know I'm going to mess up your name. I apologize. Maxwella Lisowa Mbaka. Versatile forward out of Belgium. She's a youngster. But look, if you're Phoenix and you're able to stash and bring her over, later, it's not a bad thing. So that puts us at 9, Indiana.
CC Hooks, guard out of Ohio.
Cardell.
India Jones, power forward, Texas A&M.
All right, I had Laura Melder from Latvia. Cardell, start with you. 10, Los Angeles Sparks.
Nancy Mulkey, center out of Rice.
Aaliyah Goodman, guard, Oregon State.
I also had Aaliyah Goodman, guard out of Oregon State, 11th. We're almost done here, folks. Seattle Storm, select. Ray.
Nancy Mulkey, center for Rice.
Cardell.
Aaliyah Goodman, shooting guard, Oregon State.
I had C. Hooks here. And Las Vegas. Cardell, we start with you. Who is Las Vegas taking with the final selection in the third round?
Michaela Kelly, point guard, Central Michigan.
Ray?
Michaela Kelly, guard, Central Michigan.
All right. I had – all right, yep. I messed that one up. I don't have a pick there. So.
Goddamn, GM.
Hey, man, look, I missed one, and that's sad, and I will hold myself to that, That's fine. That's okay. So you know what? Come Thursday night, I'll have an answer for you guys. Whoever they select with the third and final round. Nah, seriously. Thank y'all for hanging with us tonight. We thoroughly enjoyed doing this. We'll let you guys know online. Follow us, the Focus TV, exactly what we have planned for Thursday night. Possibility we might just watch the draft with you guys, kick back, just talk about stuff as it happens. It's real chill and organic like. You guys want to be a part of it. Don't forget, when you guys are watching, comment just like my guy Jay Hoochins did on Instagram, or you can do it on Twitter or Facebook. We will respond and have a fun discussion with you guys. As long as it's as long as you're leading us in the right place. We're not going left to right with some of these talking points though. Y'all have a great one, and later on tonight we'll be back following the Wizards game for Wizards Outlook. Y'all have a good one.